Everyone, it's Meg and Greg, and today we're doing a Canadian adventure. We are at Elmhurst Outdoors in New Brunswick, going on a maple tour to see how they get the maple syrup made, get the sap out of the trees, and we're having a pancake breakfast at the lodge behind us. So come along. Greg is whining about being cold. It's the first day of spring, but it's still Canada, so there's still snow on the ground.
That's ice, Megan.
Well, yeah, it's pretty frozen. I already fell in a ditch.
I wish I recorded that.
I know, he missed it.
Yeah. Megan bought a new camera and doesn't know how to use it. Look at her struggle.
I'm learning.
Learning. And she Googles and she still doesn't know.
That's exactly what's happening.
And then she watches YouTubes and she still doesn't know.
It's hard.
Start the boiling process, and they learned very quickly that a 3-pot system was the best way to go. So they'd fill the big one up, boil it down 3/4 of the way, ladle it into the second one, boil it 3/4 of the way, and finally they finish it in the little one. Now everything's done by temperature, but they never had thermometers back then, so they had a couple of tricks to tell them when it was ready. And the first one was they drop a few drops on cold metal, and if it hardened up right away, they knew it was ready. Or they take a flexible twig, like right away as your dog would, tie a loop in the end, dip it into the syrup, and blow on it. If it blew a nice long tunnel, they knew it was exactly the right temperature. They take it off, put it in a wooden bucket, stir it around a little bit, and then let it cool. Once it cooled, it would turn into a hard hunk of sugar. They could flip it over, and that big hunk of sugar would fall out.
A wild Greg appeared.
Practice tree that we've been using just to demonstrate tapping. It's not a maple tree, so don't be discouraged by that. So years ago, people used to use a brace and a bit to tap a tree, and we have now moved to an electric drill, a battery-powered drill. Some people use a gas-powered drill or something like that. Anyway, so to tap the tree, you just want to pick a spot in the tree where there isn't any other hole or there isn't any scarring from a previous hole. This tree's pretty well been picked over, so I'm just going to choose any spot. And basically you want your brace and bit to be on a little bit of an angle so that the sap will flow downward. And I'm just going to get it started.
All the holes from the tapping.
So they get the sap in these buckets, but nowadays they have these lines that Megan doesn't show you. Instead of buckets, they go down to a bigger container, and they're all over the place. But I got you, fam. Megan doesn't show you this stuff.
We're gonna do sugar on the snow. Here's the sugar in the snow COVID edition in individual servings. Usually they pour it out on the snow, and then we roll it up on the stick, but we're being COVID safe this year. Take my mask off. Ooh, it's so gooey. You twist it. I'm not doing this completely right, but I'm making a mess.
What's new? Oh.
Your turn. There, you got a good one. How is it? Fresh maple on the snow.
Yellow snow. Dad said don't eat yellow snow, but I never listened. The child doesn't like sticky fingers.
I don't like sticky fingers.
Sap in it, it would still look like water, and because we don't get, well, it takes us about 6 hours from a cold start, meaning cold sap, no boiling having been done to it. It takes about 6 hours to go from this back corner where the sap runs in till it comes out here as syrup. So that's 6 hours before you get the first drop. Now after that, it takes about another 2 hours or 3 hours to run the tank out. So the normal course of operations is we fill the tank, and because of the size of the evaporator, relative to the tank, we can run it out in like 1 day shift. So 8 or 9 hours or so. So that's generally what we do.
This tank turns into the little tank, so all that syrup goes into makes one little thing. Well, is that container doesn't make that big. Only that much. 8 hours makes this much.
That's crazy.
So the lines, instead of having buckets on the end, they have the lines that go to one central big container, which is down the hill, so it's gravity fed. And they keep the lines up year long. They said deer and stuff, knock them down, deer and moose, but not around here, but in the bigger ones. So in northern New Brunswick, they bury the lines underground, so you don't have deer and moose. And then, but the problem here is the squirrels. The squirrels. That's what it actually looks like.
It's so clear.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So we're all done our tour and our sugar on the snow and our tour of the evaporator room. So now we're off to our maple breakfast. We're pretty hungry and Greg really needs to pee.
It really needs to be.
Oh, thank you. And here's our pancake breakfast. How is it?
Really good.
Really?
Well, the beans are good so far.
Greg likes baked beans.
Some cowboy.
He's eating my beans. I tried them, I can't do it.
You're not a cowboy.
I'm not a cowboy like Greg.
What? It's good coffee.
It is good coffee. How are your beans?
You know, let's just focus on Megan. How's Megan?
Megan's drinking her coffee.
Hey, Tootsie. Tootsie. Come on. Come on.
Tootsie's not cooperating.
Of course.
So we're all done our breakfast. We bought Greg a cream maple cone. So these are pretty popular around here. This is for you to try. And we got a tub of maple butter. So excited to try that as well.
What do you do with maple butter?
Spread it on bread and biscuits and cook with it and all kinds of fun stuff.
You're lame.
You're lame.
Here you go.
All right, eat your cone.
How do I eat it? Just bite into it?
Mm-hmm.
Is this a Canadian thing?
Yep, it's a very Canadian thing. Canadian thing for our American to try. I thought you've had a maple cone.
No. Oh, it's an allergic ice cream cone.
How is it? Sweet?
Very sweet.
Mapley.
I'm gonna save that for later. Too much for right now. I just ate breakfast.
That's true.
2 servings of beans.
He did. It's gonna be gassy later.
We won't run out of gas.
So we're all done our tour and our breakfast, so thanks for coming along today. The tour and breakfast and Sugar on the Snow is all an admission fee of $25 per person, but that encompassed everything. So your tour, your breakfast, your Sugar on the Snow, the whole experience, so it was well worth it. We had a great time. Are you trying? What are you doing?
No, I'm trying to hurry you up.
Oh, okay, he's in a rush. But anyway, thank you so much for coming along. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let us know in the comments below where you'd like to see us on our next adventure. But thanks for coming.